Hello, and welcome to Luna's Literary Corner. On this channel, I talk about books, grammar, and other literary avenues. Today, I'll be recapping the books I read in August. Before I begin, I just want to provide an update on my blog and the channel. I am in my final semester of school, so some of the progress I made with updating both channel and blog has fallen behind. However, I am working on keeping that balance between school and this. In order to make sure this happens, I just want to know what are some topics you want to see me cover, or if there are changes I can make to my recap videos. This is the most consistent video that I've done ever, so I want to know what needs to change so that I can keep making it a consistent and fun experience. I started this channel as a way to improve my editing skills, and I've been pretty basic with what I have done, so any suggestions are helpful. With that house cleaning out of the way, we can move on to the rest of the video. I once again didn't read as much as I wanted to, but I did finally finish a book that I had checked out for a few months, so that's a win for me. Stay tuned to the end of the video to hear about my book theme for September. Anywho, let's jump into the list. The Siamese Twin Mystery by Ellery Queen follows the father and son duo of Ellery Queen and Inspector Queen as they stumble upon a mystery on Arrow Mountain. This was the second book I had to read for my English class, Mystery's Golden Age. In this class, we cover a lot of the famous and classic mystery novels from the Golden Age, and so you'll be seeing a lot of those books show up on my Goodreads feed or on these recap videos. So a fact that is important to know about this author is that the people behind the pseudonym are two cousins, Frederick Daney and Manfred Lee. Reading this was very interesting. It was very easy to determine who the killer was, but because of the different clues readily available, it took a while for the picture to become clear. One of the things I really enjoyed was the relationship between father and son. At times they really got on each other's nerves when it came to solving the crime. At others, they could easily communicate with each other without even speaking. However, one of the downsides of the novel was the blatant misogyny displayed by the main characters. They would make backhanded comments about the role of women and the attitudes they have. It happened so many times throughout the story that it became a hindrance. And yes, I understand that at the time that this was written, that was kind of acceptable mentality to have within these kind of stories, but it wasn't needed. Overall, I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. Parkland, Birth of a Movement by Dave Cullen offers a deeply moving account of the extraordinary teenage survivors of the Parkland shooting who pushed back against the NRA and Congress and launched the movement March for Our Lives. Unlike his other book, Columbine, Cullen focuses more on the movement that sprung forth rather than the killer. This book did an amazing job in detailing the March for Our Lives movement and the students who created it. This book was a long profile piece that gave readers more of an insight into these students and their activism. It not only looked at the students who were the main faces of the movement, but it also looked at the students who were more behind the scenes and the parents and other family members who were involved in this. However, just around the point in the book where the students began to become mentally drained, so did I. While it was amazing to read about what these young adults are doing, at times there felt, how can I say this? It felt like there were no point or main idea. It just felt like a really long feature article showcasing these students. Despite this, I really enjoyed reading about this group and the work that they did, as well as those students who stayed in the background. As many people know, I am a teacher who has yet to actually work fully in the school system. So reading this book was able to give me a little bit more insight into what the students of today are fighting for and what they want from adults. Overall, I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. A horrific accident sets off a series of grim events, and Sabrina the teenage witch tries to help, but she instead unleashes an unspeakable evil. Follow Archie and the gang as they try to survive a zombie apocalypse. I am not a big fan of most Archie works. I can never see the appeal in him or many of the characters. However, I did watch Archie's Weird Mysteries growing up, so that's where I got most of the characteristics and getting to see them. I went in knowing just the basics of the characters, and I was still able to enjoy this graphic novel. I'm not a big fan of the relationship drama between the main characters showed throughout this graphic, but I really enjoyed the emotional moments in between standard zombie-centric plot. It does really good in using those key emotional moments to set off some of the zombie scenes. Overall, I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. Okay, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm still keeping up with my goal of reading, so I'm really happy about that. It may not be at a very fast speed, but hey, I'm reading. So, by the time this is out, I should be well on my way in reading books for the theme, Super September. During this month, I plan to read books and comics that focus on characters with superpowers. No matter if the main character is a hero or a villain, as long as they have powers, I'll read it. I do have an entire list of books that I plan to read, so let's see how many I can get through. Again, I'm always interested in learning more about other people's thoughts on books and authors, so if you have read any of the books that I read in August, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, I'm always accepting of any book suggestions. Bye, and have a wonderful day.